congratulate Jackson and the entire Eagle Scout class of 2012 on their achievements.
I would like to start. Can everybody hear me okay? I'm sorry. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. I'd like to start with a short story. Scouting is full of stories, and all of them are worthy of being told. And in so many ways, Scouting is very much about making memories. There are the applicable ones, like lessons learned and how to tie useful knots or perform first aid on a minor burn. There are also the ones that will never truly matter again, like having a firefight with water guns up at summer camp. But they still make you smile, don't they? So, all memories matter, and memories are important. Memories come later, after you've been down the trail and realize that you have something worth remembering. But what about the reason you're going down the trail at all? Why are you pursuing what are you pursuing to lead you to those stories? And what the heck are you doing in the middle of the woods with a compass, a backpack, a few other guys, and an objective? Find 10 green markers with your GPS. This is one of my memories. It sounded simple enough at first. I was at NYLT, National Youth Leadership Training, a week-long program where young men come in as mere young men and leave as leaders. The staff there split us up into patrols, and my patrol just happened to be the Green Patrol. There were 5 men in Green Patrol, myself and 4 others whose names were Trinity, Josh, Nathan, and Wesley. Coming in, I didn't know any of these guys, but coming out, we were pretty much like brothers. And I still keep in contact with one of them, Wesley, who kicks my butt in the 400-meter dash in the 4x4 and is in the Altoona Chamber Choir, which I am most envious of. On the second to last day of NYLT, we had orders to go into the woods with some GPS coordinates, a compass, and a GPS, with bags weighing no more than 20 pounds, and we had to find our markers that would lead us to our campsite. Our patrol was, out of the 6 patrols, the second favorite of the staff, so we got the beautiful Mitchell Lake campsite to stay in, while the lowly groups got dumped in a field. Actually, it might have been a bog. Anyway, we were told that each patrol had to find its own color of markers in the woods. Red had red, blue had purple had blue, and orange got yellow. And well, what did we get at the beginning of summer when all the leaves on the trees were this beautiful, vibrant green? Green. We had to find 10 wooden green markers. Boy, were we stupid for thinking that that would be easy. GPS or not, pinpointing the exact location of an object is impossible without what would essentially be a military-grade GPS. And even then, it's not an exact science. But just to add to our misery, the markers were green. Everything in the woods is green, okay? It was the perfect leaf-like green, too, the markers were. I mean, it was ridiculous. The markers were as green as the leaves on the trees. So we made it to marker 3 and came to a standstill. We set up a small camp in the woods where we piled our packs and just started looking. According to the GPS, we were standing in the exact spot, but we couldn't find it anywhere. Like, we were thinking, could you not put blaze orange polka dots on these things or something? It was frustrating. But by luck or by fortune, we found a few more markers after 3 hours of looking. And once we got to our campsite, we settled in for a good night's sleep on a beautiful lakeshore to a beautiful sunset. The next day, we walked back to morning flag assembly where we presented the staff with 6 out of 10 markers. They asked us why we had an insufficient amount of markers. We said, they're green. They scoffed and said, why couldn't you find the markers? We went through the forest, placed them down or hung them on trees. And then they stopped and looked at each other in revelation and said, we'll go get the rest of them. We laughed and we thanked them and we went to go take some showers. Now, did I ever think, when I came into Boy Scouts, that I would be looking for 10 green markers in the woods? Did I ever believe that someone would want me to search for those darn things? In truth, I never thought that I'd be looking for something that I couldn't see. It sounds preposterous, and in reality, it is. But we did find some, didn't we? We had a guide, and for the most part, if we were willing to do the legwork, we found what we were looking for. So let me ask you this. How easy is it to find something like leadership or the opportunity to do something great on your own? Well, it's not that easy at all. It's actually quite difficult. So how is it that boys come to grow into men and become soldiers, politicians, doctors, policemen, engineers, anything else you can imagine? Evidently, something drove them to success. There was something there to push them along, whether it be a parent, a dream, or something else entirely. For the Boy Scout, it is a combination of all three: a mentor, or many, to guide him on his journey, a goal, or many, for him to reach, and a set of standards engraved into his mind like commandments into stone that regulates how he ought to regard others and who he ought to be. When I set out along the trail of scouting, a term which is so often used but is sometimes given so little thought, I had no idea that I'd be learning any of these things. I had no idea that I would be conducting service projects or learning to tie knots or anything of the sort. I didn't know what scouting would really come to be about or really come to mean to me. What scouting really is the opportunity to turn boys into men who are capable of leading others, serving others, and always doing what's right. And at the end of the trail, there is the Eagle Scout Award. And at first, it appears that this is the ultimate goal that every scout aspires to reach. What one finds out is totally different. It's not the journey that, I'm sorry, I said that backwards. It's not the destination that matters. No, it's the journey. It's not the end of the trail, but the way along it. And when you reach the end of that trail, you find out that you're in the opening to a wider world. You're out of the woods. It's the beginning of a young man's adult life, and the eagle is merely a small part of that. It's the journey, not the destination, that matters the most. Gentlemen, you're all Eagle Scouts now, but you are not by any means at the end of your respective journeys. With the memories we have made, the skills we have learned, the will that we have to do good, and the honor which we have received, we need to go out into the world and make the world better, one small step at a time. It is our task to continue the great heritage of the Eagle Scout. It's been a full 100 years since the first Boy Scouts attained the rank of Eagle. Never once in those 100 years has the fortitude of the Eagle Scout been called into question. So let us continue that great legacy. And no matter where your paths may take you, gentlemen, always, always, always be prepared. Thank you.